What's up everyone? Welcome to another video. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, how's it? What kind? So in today's video, this video was actually requested. Somebody left it in the comment section and somebody DM'd me on Instagram. They wanted to know what's the best way for au pairs to save money, or how to save money as an au pair, that kind of question. So in today's video, I am going to give you guys some tips that I use. Stay tuned because I'm going to show you some easy tips that make my life very easy, nothing complicated, nothing you have to buy. So stick around till the very end. Okay, come close. This is my disclaimer. I want you to live the best of the best life while you're here in America, while you're doing your au pair here. So I do not want you to feel like all these tips are telling you to be spiteful with yourself, to not be an adventurous or go on vacation, all that stuff, and just save money. That's not what I'm saying. I still want you to live a happy, healthy, full travel life, but I also want you to have money saved, and I also want you to either go home with some money or be able to go on those trips you want to go to. I'm no expert. I am just an everyday person. I'm just an au pair like you. We're just trying to make it work with the money we earn. So this is why I'm doing this video also. Number one, eat at home. This may sound simple, but I promise you, eating at home is honestly gonna save you. Have you ever gone shopping and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, and so you go shopping while you're hungry and you go and you buy all these things. You're buying groceries, fine, but you're also buying extra stuff to eat right now, and then when you get home or when you start eating, you're like, why did I buy so much? So you spent a lot of money, unnecessary shopping. So try eat a lot at home. Do go out, and I know I'm not one to judge. I'm always doing mukbangs and I'm always eating out. I love eating out, but I'm going to teach you guys and show you guys how I can afford to eat out and still save money. Number two, create a monthly or weekly budget. Depending on when you get paid, I would say create a budget, because that's going to help you and that's going to make you notice how much you spend. And I don't know if my stats are correct, but did you know that it's like what, 60% or 40% vice versa, people do not look at their bank statement, which I find crazy, because you're just spending. You don't look to see how much you're spending, so therefore you just shopping. You're not even noticing how much you spend. Creating a budget is going to show you guys how much you spend on food, how much you spend on gas, how much you spend on fun stuff. It's also gonna give you freedom, because some people feel like having a budget limits them, and I know I was that person. In the beginning I was like, a budget, it means I'm broke, it's a poor person's thing. That's not it. When I realized that I have a budget, when I started creating a budget, let's say that when I started creating a budget, I actually found I have more room for certain things. Like, let's say for example, I budgeted $50 for gas, but then it's a month like January where it's super cold and I hardly go anywhere, and so I only spend $25. I have an extra $25 to turn up. And when I went on holiday with my friends, I set a budget for myself, and I was feeling so bad because I was just swiping, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm spending too much. And then when I looked at my budget and I looked how much I spent, I was like, I still have money to spend. I still can spend more, you know. So a budget helps you, and it also gives you a freedom. So while I'm on the budget topic, I'm going to tell you guys about an app that I use. I use Every Dollar. It is amazing. I'm going to put the link in the description. All you have to do is add how much you earn. So as au pairs earn weekly, I add how much I earn weekly. And if I'm going to make extra money, or if I'm going to get extra money, I add all of that in. And then at the bottom, what you do is you fill in all the stuff you're going to do for that month. So for me, I have a miscellaneous column. A miscellaneous column is like birthdays that I forget. It's like, let's say my best friend's birthday is coming up. I knew her birthday's coming up, so I budgeted for her birthday, and I had a column there, Pam's gift. If I'm gonna give my sister money Christmas time, I gave my sister money. I had Faith's money. If I'm gonna go on vacation, every month I will take money and put it aside. So this is a free app. If you want the paid app, you obviously have to pay, and with that app you can link it directly to your bank account. But I use the free app. It's literally a budgeting app. It's very simple. It'll tell you to from beginning. So you earn, let's say you earn 200, okay? You earn 200, and what it will tell you is that you divide that 200 up until it has 0 on the top. And every time you spend, so one side will have how much you planned, how much you're planning for. In the middle, it'll have spent, and then it'll have like the month. So if you have how much you plan, let's say I plan to spend 200 on food this month, and the food and the restaurants, I'll put, I'm gonna have 200 for food, not 200 because my whole budget is 200, $20 for food. So I'll have a column that says $20, and I'll say restaurants. And then when I go out and I spend, when I'm done spending, I add it into the thing, and I'm like, oh, I spent $20 or $25, and it'll tell me how much I have left. It'll tell me how much I have in my savings account. It'll tell me how much I have emergency money. That way you can keep track of how much you're spending, and you know exactly where your money is going. Because if you don't know, money is a relationship. It can be a good relationship or it can be a bad relationship. So I actually got my phone because this is the app. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm on my actual app for January. I'll put it in the description. Once again, it's free. And so I'm just gonna read some of the stuff I have for January. So what happens is I have week 1, 2, 3, 4 because we get paid every week as au pairs. And then I have church because I tithe. If you tithe, you can put tithe or you can put church. And then I put how much I want to tithe per month. Now I give my tithe every time I get paid. I take out a tithe from it, but I have a full total of how much per month I'm gonna tithe. Then I have like my phone plan. So I have a phone, and obviously I have a plan for my number, so I have to pay for that. And then I have birthdays coming up. But if you forget, or if, like, let's say something comes up, I would always advise you to have a miscellaneous column, and maybe set like, I don't know how much you want to set, but I always try to put like $50 there, $54, $55. That's just like to say, like, let's say I forget someone's birthday, or I need to buy something, you know, like there's nitty-gritty things that you just need last minute. Or let's say you're out, you finish your restaurant money. Like I have a column that says restaurant money, and I have a column that says fun money. Fun money is money to have fun. You literally have to have money to have fun, because that way you have freedom, you don't feel bad, all your responsibilities are taken care of. Fun money is my favorite. But yeah, I will put the link in the description, and I will put a picture for you guys. Feel free to ask me if you're confused, but it's a very simple app. It's literally like writing down your budgeting, but it's on a phone app. And the nicest thing is this app is with you wherever you go. It tells you how much you've spent. So as I said to you, the one side is planned, the one side is spending, and the other column that I messed up, it's remaining. So it tells you how much you have left. So like if I have to go into week, it'll say I have, let's say for church, I have, for example, $90 left, you know, to pay. Or like adventures or tax, I have like a tax column because tax season's coming up and you girl need to save for tax, that kind of stuff. So it'll tell me how much I plan to save, it'll tell me how much I've spent from it, or if I take out money from it, and how much I have remaining. Number 3, try pay cash for everything or as much as possible. Like I know there's some things like my phone bill I have to pay online, and there's a few things I have to pay online. That's fine. But there's something that happens when you pay for cash. When you pay cash for something, there's a transaction that happens. So what happens is you literally give something, which is the cash. They give you something back. And so it's like a mental shift. It's like, okay, I have $50, and try this. Try pay for something that you always pay for, but pay for it with cash. You'll realize how expensive it is. I started doing this, and I started realizing that, oh my gosh, I spend too much money on Starbucks. When I started paying with cash for Starbucks, I was like, a cup of coffee is like $5.50, $5.59. I was just like, and sometimes I'll go for a whole venti, and I was like, no girl, no, this is like useless money. I had to find ways around making money, or even just like saving, because when I started paying cash, I started realizing that, nah fam, I don't need the Starbucks that much. So I would advise you to try pay cash as much as possible, because when you pay with a debit card, this is what happens in your mental brain. Even though, just listen to me and work with me, you give a debit card, they give you something back, you take something back. Whereas with cash, you give cash, they take the cash, and you take something. So you lose something and you gain something. With a debit card, they give you something back and you take cash. So in your head, it's almost like it's like a win-win. And science have showed that when you pay cash, you're less likely to spend money than when you pay with a debit card. And so I would say try pay with cash. I know people don't want to touch cash, or people are lazy to find ATMs. I get annoyed, but I'm like, I try. I sometimes forget my cash somewhere, so I have to pay with a card. I'm not judging if you do, but try and you will see it will save you a lot. Number 4, my personal favorite. I tell everyone this. Try having a separate account. So have your normal account. This is the account where you're gonna buy stuff, you're gonna use online, the account that if it gets cloned, it gets scammed, somebody steals your card, you know what, it's fine because you don't have that much money in. And then have a separate account. To have a separate account, PNC is great with this because Aupairs don't get bank charges. That my PNC card has never been touched in any ATM, any online, anyway. Like when the card came, it came and it sat in a hidden spot. Now the reason I'm saying this is if, for example, my card has to get cloned, gosh, please no, but if my card has to get cloned or my card has to get stolen, like the card I use every single day, I am still okay. Yes, I'd be heartbroken if they steal my $50 or my $200, whatever, fine, but I know my other card is okay, and in that other card there's a savings account. Now the reason I'm also saying have a second account is because I don't want you to see, I want to create an idea where you have a second account. Yes, you may have a banking app online or whatever, but don't make it easy for you to get into it. Have that account, and then every time you get paid, take out money from this account and send into that account. That way you're not seeing how much you have, because that's gonna be like, oh, I'm rich, unless it's just me. But you don't want to like see your money, so just take it, send. You know, like stock fell, you only see your money at the end of the year. That's what it helps you, like create an idea, and then you know that if anything happens to the card, that the money that's in the current card, you know, you have that as plan B or plan C or whatever. Now if you're still here, it means you're enjoying this video, so give the girl a little like, subscribe at the bottom, come into the comment section and tell me, do you guys have any secret tips on how to save? Because I know some people are actually way better at saving. I like spending, some people like saving, so maybe you have a better tip for me. Number 5. Now don't come for me yet, because I know this topic, whenever I say it, people are always ready to fight a girl. So number 5, try avoid credit. I know people are trying to build their credit score. Try avoid credit, because I feel like the more credit you have, the more you're bound to spend. And especially credit cards, like don't come from me, especially credit cards. I feel like people with credit cards, it's not your money. It is not your money. Like we could sit the whole day and talk about that, but try avoid credits. And when I say credit, I'm talking about clothing credits, I'm talking about all these pay later things, and like food credits and all these things. It's not good for you, because what happens is it gives you this idea that you can buy all these things now, but you still have to pay for it. Ask yourself, if you can't pay hard cash for something, do you really need it? Like let's say credit cards never existed, would you buy it? Would you spend your hard-earned money and buy it? Because what happens is there's a bunch of people that buy unnecessary clothes, unnecessary items that they could have lived without, or just save and buy it, because it also creates an appreciation for the item. By buying stuff on credit, it just creates a pattern of buying, paying. Whereas if you save money, if you can't buy that item at least twice, then don't buy it, number 1, because you can't afford it. Or just save up, like honestly save up and buy it. You know it's yours, like you don't owe anyone anything. Like my phone can break right now, it's mine. I just pay for the plan, you know. Don't be like paying. You're only literally digging yourself into a ditch, especially if you want to have a healthy relationship with money, or a healthy financial relationship with money. Now there are people that are smart with credit cards. No, I'm not saying like I have a lot about it. It's just a personal preference, but anything with credit is a no-no. If I can't buy it cash, I'm not buying it at all. As much as I want it, I rather find ways, because it also motivates you to make money in better ways and buy it. You will start hustling, you will start pushing, you will start extra grinding to get it, and you will value it even more. But once again, this topic, people always feel finicky and they're like so don't come and judge me. Okay, we are on the last one, guys. Have a savings, or no, a savings is your extra account, the one I told you to have. That have an emergency account. So there's a savings account and then there's an emergency account. Emergency account is, let's say your family gets sick, you need to rush home, you need to book a flight. Let's say you need to go to hospital, you need to pay the hospital bill. That is my story right now. Back in 2016, my dad died, and it was honestly such a big shock. We did not expect him to die, but obviously he died, and I had just come to America. I think I was like 4 to 5 months into being an au pair, whatever. But when I came, I spent my money. I didn't think that emergency is gonna happen. And so when my dad died, they were like, you can fly home if you want. Like, my host family didn't want me to, but the agency was like, you can fly home, you can pay, you can pay for your own ticket and we will reimburse you. That's what they said. We can pay for your own ticket and we will reimburse you. And so I was like, okay, cool. And they were like, you just need to get the death certificate and then we'll reimburse you, that whole thing. And I was like, where am I gonna ask somebody back home for like almost 20,000? Because like the flights I was looking at, because you must know it was like so last minute, I would have had to leave like the next day. And so I was like, who am I gonna ask? All the flights I was looking at were like $2,000. I was like, where am I gonna find someone? That is like a lot of money. And I was like, I don't want to put this on my mom, I don't want to put it on my family. Like, who am I gonna ask? Because why? I was reckless Angel. Angel was buying clothes every day. Angel was going to New York City every weekend, spending money. I would literally blow all my money. It was the dumbest thing I've ever done. But that has taught me, because now I'm always like, I pray nobody in my family dies right now. But it's taught me to be alert, because I'm like, yes, I got to South Africa. I ended up going to South Africa, but then I had like, what, $100 with me when I got to South Africa. Whereas now I'm like, okay, I have a savings. A savings is gonna get me by. So like, if let's say I get fired today, the savings is gonna get me by. And I have a whole emergency fund that can help me. It comes through when my savings is done. But if I have an emergency, like let's say I miss my host family's car, or I get sick, or like just certain situations, I can dig into my emergency fund and pay for it. And once again, your girl has an app. So I recently been starting to use this app called Prize Pool. I'm gonna put in the link, I'll put a picture on the screen for you guys. But I recently started using this app and it has been amazing. What you do is you put money in however you want to. I love it because number one, the interest rate is amazing. It's way better than the banks. And every Friday you get to, like, they put your money in a drawer. Well, not your money, tickets in a drawer. Okay, they put tickets in a drawer, and then you could win up to like 50,000, but your money does not go anywhere. So it's not like, it's like gambling with tickets, and you can't like lose money. You can only win money. There's no like, oh, you lost, so we'll take $2 out of your account. That doesn't work. Like, at first when I heard of it, I was like, I trusted the person that spoke about it because I genuinely trust them with financial situations, but I was still like, so I started putting small money, and I'll be like, even just with like $20, I would like get a dollar extra, $2 extra. So it's like great for interest, and that is my emergency fund. That money that I'm putting in my emergency fund is the money that I'm like, okay, I need to buy a ticket to go home. When I get home, maybe it's like spending money for when I go home. It's like stuff like that. That is amazing. But no, it's not spending money. It's like emergency money. Yeah, that's my emergency money. Backtrack. That's my emergency money. That's like if I go leg here, if I have to like go somewhere, whatever, and it's like an emergency money is emergency money. And and their money is to keep me alive with, how do I say this? I'm not saying keep me alive, but I'm still going to restaurants. That's not what I'm saying. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ba, 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 ba. I feel like I was all over this video. What's wrong with me? So while I'm on the budget topic, comment in the, okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.